Pam Dyson with the St. Louis Center for Play Therapy Training. Today I'd like to share with you a game that I have created called Feelings Ring Toss. What's great about this is you can make it from some recyclable material. So we're also being green along with coming up with a wonderful play therapy strategy. So what you need are some clean and dry empty soda bottles. You could certainly use bigger ones. I like these little, I think they're 12-ounce ones. These had soda in them. You can certainly find water bottles, but I have found that water bottles are made from a lot of recycled plastic, and sometimes they're very pliable and they can crack easily. So your game may not hold up and last as long as you would like it to, but soda bottles, the plastic is a lot more durable, so it's going to last a lot longer. So clean them, take the labels off. Sometimes there's adhesive residue that you might need to use a commercial product to remove that sticky residue, and that can be a little time consuming, but in the end you'll be glad that you did. And then these are some feeling face pictures that I drew and I copied onto colored cardstock. I put 2 on each bottle. I did happy, sad, mad, and scared. I use this game a lot with preschoolers, and usually preschoolers can learn to understand and identify these 4 basic feelings. So that's why this particular game looks at happy, sad, mad, and scared. So the bottles are clean. We're going to put these feeling faces around them. I use clear packaging tape to wrap it all the way around so that they're adhered on really well and they won't peel off. I weighted the bottom of my bottles with rice. You could use sand, you could use beans, you could probably even use water. And then I hot glued the lids on because I have found that a lot of little children are very curious and they just like to take the lids off and dump out the contents inside. So if they're glued shut, you're not going to have to clean up any spilled beans or rice. So we've made our bottles, we've weighed them down, we've got the faces on the front, and then you can line them up on the floor, maybe put a piece of tape on the floor that they stand behind, and then they're going to toss rings onto the bottle. So that comes to our next stage of making the game, is what do we use for rings? Well, I was really lucky last summer and I found some diving rings on sale at a local discount department store. So they're pliable, they're rubber, they're plastic. These are going to last me a really, really long time, but you can't always find those. So what can you use as an alternative? This is just an inexpensive paper plate, and I cut the middle out. So that would certainly make a ring toss ring. And I also learned that you can buy this clear tubing piping from a hardware store. It's usually available by purchase by the foot. Very inexpensive, a few cents per foot. And I cut about an 18-inch long piece and I circled it back around. And the same clear packaging tape that I used to adhere these faces to the bottles, I used to join this ring together, and it holds up really, really well. So these would make great rings to use for your ring toss game. So this particular game is a great way to assess young children's vocabulary of emotions. Do they know what these feelings are? Are they able to express when they land for a ring and it lands on a bottle and they say, oh, that's scared? Are they able to share with you a time perhaps when they felt scared? It's been my experience the young children aren't always very forthcoming in what makes them feel scared or makes them feel sad or angry. So I will sometimes phrase it as, I wonder what makes kids feel angry. And then they might be much more likely to share something with me. And it's probably their own experience. When they're 4 or 5 years of age, they're not very likely to have enough life experiences to really know how other people feel about things. So it's probably one of their own. So I love this technique so much that I submitted it to Leanna Lowenstein. I'm going to guess a lot of you watching this video might be familiar with her and her wonderful books that she's published over the years, full of directive play therapy techniques that you can use with children, adolescents, and families. So I was very honored to have this technique accepted and be printed in the 3rd volume of her book, Assessment and Treatment Activities for Children, Adolescents, and Families. So if you own this book or you are thinking about getting it, not only will you get my technique, but you'll get a ton of others that you can easily put together and utilize in your play therapy practice.